For anything else, it's not clearly different from one of these states. For example, if we talk about frustration and we talk about anger, we can't identify necessarily when you're experiencing that a difference in your body between those two emotions. So what the difference is between, let's say, anger and frustration, it's the same basic bodily response coupled with thoughts around interpretations, if you will, around what that experience or that feeling is. So the reason why we're angry is because we're not getting what we want, or something's blocking us, so we decide that we're frustrated. But the underlying emotion is anger. We could go through each one of these and do the same thing. Sadness is the same, as well as joy, fear, and shame. Now, what is the emotion that we all talk about that isn't appearing here? Someone, anyone?
Love.
Love, exactly. That's what's really profound, and if you really get this, it will actually change your life, and it changes a lot of your work with your clients. Love is not a basic emotion. Love is actually joy that's experienced in the presence of another person or another thing over time, coupled with a lot of thoughts about commitment. There may be sexual attraction that's part of it. It's a much more complex emotion. But at the core of love, we find joy. Now, why is that important to us? Because there is, of all of these emotions, you notice, how many of them are positive?
Only joy.
Only joy. There's only one, and there are 4 that are negative. So what that tells us is that as humans, in our emotional feeling, we are predisposed really toward the negative. And our emotional system is really designed to be a warning system. It's like the red lights on your dashboard, you know, what they used to call them the idiot lights. I guess now we've got computers on cars and it's not quite like that. But when something would go wrong, you get a light that would come up, that engine light that's sort of horrific on a dashboard that comes on and means you're about to blow it up. That's what the emotional system really in biology is about. It's about warning you that you need to pay attention, you need to do something differently. So to understand that, let's take a look at our emotions as a guidance system. Think about anger. When you're angry, what is the urge that you have? What do you want to do? What's that? Someone? Fight. You want to strike out. You want to say something. You want to do something aggressive. Kill the other one. It's an urge. The emotion of anger has an action urge associated with it. In fact, all of the 5 emotions have action urges associated with them. And the action urge associated with anger is to strike out or to attack, either verbally or physically. So it is the design of anger is when we feel it. Nature, biology, our higher power gave us this emotion as a warning to strike out, to do something in our environment that would make a difference. Sadness, it's often to deactivate or to seek comfort. And if you think about anyone who's struggled with the emotion of sadness, as in depression, recurring sadness over and over again, what happens to them? They go away, they stay in their room, they don't get out of bed, they isolate, right? And when you felt sad, you may have done the same things, coupled with seeking comfort or safety in a place with relationships or people that you know. The action urge with sadness is to seek that. And so when we feel it, we are urged, there's an urge within us to reach out and to do that, to seek that particular, to follow that particular action. And with joy, it is to activate. So it is to do something. Whenever you go to a wedding, whenever you go to a celebration, what is one thing that always happens there? What? Dancing, exactly. It's a great illustration of this. When you feel joy, the first thing we want to do is get up and do something. And we tend to want to do more of it. So the action urge with joy is really to activate. It's the opposite of sadness, which is really kind of a profound finding that's having a lot of effect on the treatment of depression these days with activation therapy. But it is to reach out and to do more of it and to engage with others. The action urge with fear, we all know that usually is flight. It's sometimes described as flight or fight, but that becomes really more of a complex mix of fear and anger. And then we look for the action urge of shame, which is to hide. All of this is to bring us to this point because I want you to understand that when we feel shame, the urge that we have within us is to hide. And there are many, many ways in which we can hide.